Hey guys, I'm Thomas. I've been helping Mr. Jackson out over the course of the year through like percussion stuff, and today we're gonna go and talk about how to hold your sticks and rebound and fulcrum. All right, so let's get right into it. So for match grip, the way you want to approach holding your stick is the main point is called the fulcrum. So the turning point, imagine like a seesaw going up and down on this finger, and it's going to be a pinching between your thumb and your index finger. So this joint in your index finger is going to be, well, like imagine a string going through your thumbnail and then through this joint on your index finger. So it's going to be going like that, and then the stick is just going to rest right in there. And something Mr. Jackson used is using the flag on your stick if you have Vic Firth sticks. That's around the point that you want to be holding, so like the 2/3 mark of the stick. And then the rest of it is just gently wrapping your fingers around the stick. It's okay to cradle them in this little like bend in your hand, so right where your fingers meet your palm. That's what I do. And then it's okay to keep this a little bit open to keep it free, and it's okay to have your index finger drop down just a little bit to keep things open for now, but as you develop more, you want to like structure it more. So the way you want to approach how to like use the stick or how to like play notes from the stick is you want to go for sort of like a knocking on the door motion. So you're sort of using this fulcrum to throw, so it's kind of like going like that. Or a better way to think of it is like if you were to put these three fingers together and like knock on a door, that's sort of like the motion that you're going for. So you can see how I'm like moving my wrist and then keeping my hand the same shape as I go through, and then the stick is in your hand, and it's sort of that same knocking on a door motion. So that's what you're kind of going for in both hands. So think about like knocking on the door and keeping your hand open, and it's okay to open up your hand as you can see on the back, and it's mostly just my wrist throwing sort of my fulcrum, so my thumb and my index finger into the drum pad, and then allowing the back of my hand to stay open so I can get some rebound from the drum pad. And then on your left hand, it's going to be the exact same thing. So your thumb and your index finger, and you want to imagine like a string going through them like that, and then that's where the stick is going to be, around the flag of your drumstick, the 2/3 mark. A little bit forward or a little bit back is okay, but no more than an inch in either direction. So yeah, it's just that same sort of throwing motion. Think about knocking on a door, and then just keep it relaxed and comfortable but still structured. So I'm still keeping all of my fingers on the stick, but the back of my hand is open. That way it can still keep moving freely. Okay, so for the last part, we're going to be talking about rebound and fulcrum. I have a little sticky note here that I'm reading off of. So this is going to be mostly throwing the stick with this part, so that knocking on the door motion, or throwing a dart is another way you could think of it, if that just helps you play it better. So just like throwing it. You can practice rebound by taking your back three fingers off the stick, so it's just your fulcrum, and then like gently throwing it into the drum pad, but still keeping a fair amount of pinch here so the stick stays in your hand, and then just letting the stick do the work as it goes. And that's how you work on rebounding. And then the structure of it, or like what sort of note you're playing, dictates how much you're using in the back of your hand. So if you're just playing a whole note, so a note that's only going to take up an entire measure, just one note, see how it's just one note, and then there's a little bit of a wiggle, I guess, and then my hand goes back to the same position where it's kind of closed. That's sort of what you're going for like one note. But if you're playing more notes, see my hand stays open, and then it's just a continuous up and down with my wrist. So the more notes you're playing, the looser you're going to want your hand to be, but it should never be like noodly arm like that. And some things you want to go for just to make sure you're playing the right way is to keep your elbow maybe 6 inches from the side of your body, or like if you were to put your hand here, you wouldn't want to like be able to touch your elbow, so you want some clearance there. just so you can make sure that you have the right approach. And again, just throwing darts or, sorry, I keep going from traditional grip, which I'm used to, but we're playing matched here. So like throwing darts, knocking on a door is sort of the motion you're going for, and you kind of want this up and down in your wrist. And you want the stick to be moving straight up and down. So if I were to look like this, you can see the stick is moving straight up and down, and it should be the same for both hands. And your elbow separate from the rest of your body, so you're a little bit out, not like this, you know, like not too closed in. You want to make sure that it's comfortable. So next thing, the next thing to think about is how your sticks are oriented on your pad. So I normally think like a slice of pizza, and you want the beads of your stick, so this like little front part, to be about 1 inch away from each other, like that, or like that. You can see it contrasting against my dark shirt. And you're going for sort of like a 90-degree angle with the beads still close together. You can think like a slice of pizza on your drum pad. So your right hand's going to be going like that, and then your left hand will be going like that. So that way you have like both of your hands close. You don't have to worry about like hitting your beads as you're playing. You can stay nice and relaxed, and you're still playing in the relative center of the drum. So that way you can get the best sound possible. And yeah, those are the basics for how to hold your stick, knocking on a door, throwing a darts, rebound, and fulcrum. All right, thank you.